All right, everybody. We should be temper streams. Not even a quarter of the way through. I think it's the Microsoft patch that I got today, not me. So just so everybody knows. Fuck you all. Not pure vodka. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Push to Talk. We're actually going to do it right today. It is a little after 1 on February 4th, 2023.
I would like to point out right now that the 5 minutes of tech issues is part of the Dawn rule already. No. So we only have 15 more minutes. No.
Bullshit.
No,
Bullshit.
I don't get punished. I don't get punished
Dawn,
because of that.
Don't
I'm
worry
only here
about
for an hour.
Dawn, don't worry about it this week. I promise you the remaining 15 minutes will go by fast.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She complains a lot, doesn't she, folks?
She does. She does.
No,
sometimes.
if I don't put my foot down, people just walk all over me.
Walk all over.
Yep.
in some places, like you can get paid for that.
Coffee and vodka. It's
that's a way to start a day.
Coffee and vodka. That's how you get covfefe, folks.
Covfefe. That frightens me. So everybody, we want everybody to know that Dirk made a big deal that he was coming today, but nobody knows where the fuck he is. It's just like
a motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, and I know exactly why he wanted to make sure he was here today, and so I'm gonna leap into the shit that he wanted to make sure to be here for before he gets here.
Excellent. Right. We'll say, sorry, we already went through that.
We've already covered this. It's fine. Like,
by the way, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just drop these 2 links to the staff only. You can decide how you want to display them to the chat, like either on the stream itself or just put the links in. But I have been violated this week. I would say I've been violated, but really it's so terrible that it was just like somebody slapped me with some heart-shaped leaves. Soft.
The style of horrendous.
Who the fuck asked River to do that, Soft?
Oh, I don't know.
Fucking ChatGPT asked to write an article in my style. And I'm just going to say right now, I would be truly hurt and offended, except this is amazingly bad. Like, there are words to describe how bad this is, but they would take up more than the 15 minutes remaining. This is just shit. What the fuck is this crap? This is the shit that people are worried about is going to replace writers? This can't even replace fucking Grover. Fuck that shit.
Is this an AI bot?
Yes, ChatGPT is this thing that's supposed to be like this incredible AI that can write copy for shit. Fucking Anderson Cooper at CNN had used it to write the blurb for an upcoming segment where he was singing its praises and be like, "This is really terrifying because I can't tell the difference between this and the copy written by actual people at CNN." And if that's the case, my God, I don't know if that's more of an insult at the writers at CNN or the executives who hire them. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, let me get this straight. So the AI decided it was you.
Well, the AI was asked to write mimicking my style.
The prompt was write an article for Imperium News in the style.
It's at the top of the first image.
Yeah.
And what I think is amazing here is that it gets the lingo right. Like, it is amazing how on point the lingo is.
No, it's not.
But it is also
I put it in chat.
Wrong, right? I think what you can see here is the uncanny valley in text form.
This is just bad.
So
First off, all right, like, if this is trying to mimic my style, there is way too much passive voice here. The structure is all fucking wrong. And most importantly, it talks about how amazingly successful we were during the casino war,
Yeah.
which we lost.
I mean,
no, I think we won it, but okay.
Did you see the ChatGPT article about the Mittani?
I looked at it briefly and just went.
Did it mention sex dungeons? That's what I want to know.
Because
The sex
before
room?
I could really get too far into it, Reaver dropped this, and I was just like, nope, fuck it, that's it, I'm out. I'm out. I'm just flipping the table now. Goodbye.
That one is also.
Who flips a table?
Because it's like, oh yeah, the
Perfectly
Mittani
good
led
table.
a lot of coalitions. One of them being the Casual Alliance. Members of the Casual Alliance were like Bob and like some other random alliances that have been dead for 15 years.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
this is the shit that people were all like, oh my god, it's so amazing.
But the problem is,
I swear, this leaves me with absolute faith that artificial stupidity will never replace us.
but horrendous.
Oh, it will, because it is stupid. We'll give it guns and it'll destroy us.
No, because its stupidity is still inferior to our stupidity.
Okay.
It's very likely if we give it guns, it would not figure out that where the trigger was or how to operate it.
It shoot itself in the CPU, is what you're
No,
saying?
you just need to hide under a box. Okay.
That's right.
Data has proven that works.
Oh my god, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Wow.
I don't have the link handy, but for anybody who's unaware of what was going on, apparently a group of Marines were out in the field helping with basically teaching an AI to recognize threats coming toward it and do individual recognition. And then after they did all the stuff they were supposed to do to help it learn, they were told, okay guys, now try to beat it. And to beat it, you had to get close to it without being detected. All 8 of them managed to do this basically on the first try. In fact, on the first try. They did things because they did things that it was just not at all programmed to do to recognize.
The best one was the guy who moved unlike a human being. So he literally walked without rhythm, and he didn't attract the worm.
Right. The one dude who basically like stripped a fir tree and covered himself in the branches because it didn't recognize him as a person. A couple of guys like approached it by doing nothing but somersaulting for 300 yards.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
2 guys,
Just a tumbleweed.
No shit. 2 guys hid under a cardboard box and just walked up to it.
Yep.
Like they just put a cardboard box like upside down on them and then just walked up to it.
Like literally going Metal Gear Solid on it. Yeah.
And apparently they were snickering the whole way, and who can blame them?
I mean, at that particular point, I'd get a newspaper and cut holes for eyes, and then walk
Just
up
like put a sheet on, like, you know, the ghost costume. See if it can pick you up. Just Jesus Christ!
Oh my god!
I think Horrendous is like laughing so hard that his nose is running. I think that's what we're at today.
A little bit. But this is like everybody getting all worked up about artificial intelligence. No, it's not there, guys. Trust me, it's not.
But I can see how someone who doesn't know anything about Eve, couldn't tell if this is real or not.
Okay,
Sure,
I will accept that
but
somebody
that's
who
not-
doesn't know anything about Eve might think that this is actually a factually accurate article. Okay?
Yeah.
But that
I will not accept that somebody who knows nothing about Eve, but who has read my writing, will accept that this is in my style.
Okay, fair point.
First off,
I don't know. It sounded like you to me. I don't know.
You know what this is telling you, right?
First off, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 paragraphs in an horrendous article? Fuck that shit. This thing's
There's
like
only 2.
5. This thing
There's
is like,
only 2.
maybe 20% of the length it should be.
Yeah, but you know what this is telling you, right? We need you to write another article. Come on, Arendis.
I am not writing an article on ChatGPT. That is not happening.
Well, I didn't say on ChatGPT. Pick your poison. Like, the MER is out here.
It
Is it?
is. It is.
It
There's a bunch
New
of
pretty
stuff
graphs?
skewing it. And I know Dirk wanted to be here for that discussion too. But there were no random graphs in this one, but hopefully next time.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he did say that he was gonna try to get that stuff in, but I guess just didn't manage to for this time. But
Hey, I have a question. I forgot to take my vitamins today. Am I allowed to take them on Twitch?
I don't know.
I actually don't know.
Do you think...
Just so you know,
something illicit?
Eric takes Balance of Nature every day. So we'll go for the veggies first. Taking them after the show is too late in the day for me. And of course, the fruits are next. Not that there are no affiliate links. We don't endorse it. We're not sponsored by them.
But he is holding up the bottle for you, folks.
But just so you know what I'm taking, right? But the red ones do taste like strawberries.
Certain that it is definitely not ecstasy.
Eric, have you tried a balanced diet instead?
Yeah, he keeps just as much stuff on the left side as the right. Come on, son.
Yeah.
No, no. I mean,
for every 16-ounce steak on the left, he's got 16 ounces of vodka on the right. I mean,
I wish I had a nice 16-ounce steak. I haven't had a steak in a while.
I mean,
I did make excellent vegetable beef soup the other day. I just threw shit in a pot, and everybody loved it.
There are vitamins in meat, though.
They do.
Just not all of the ones you need.
I find that no, we do vegetables, fruits, we do everything here. But the challenge is, I found that I'm not a good sleeper. And once I've taken these for a week, I did a test. I took them for a week, slept like a baby, went off them, started waking up normally at 3 a.m. again. So I'm going to go back to the normal sleep. Let's see if it works. We're doing a little test here.
Makes sense.
Now I'm burping vegetables.
That could just be, a psychological effect.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dirk.
Holy! Sorry, we already covered the MER.
And ChatGPT.
We've already covered all the topics that you wanted.
I mean, Dawn's here. How could you possibly have covered that with the Dawn rule in place?
Well, guys,
we just covered that the MER happened. Really.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah, sorry. I was off getting food before the show, and then got caught up talking to a housemate, and yeah, life got in the way. But
that's bad.
How?
Hey,
how
did life get in the way?
How do you
life
let that happen?
Gets in the way.
How do
well, Eric, life finds a way.
Life finds a way. That's like
get in the way.
That's just saying two frogs humping. Okay.
As soon as there was that little pause, I was like, no, I know what's coming.
Yeah. This show is like monkeys humping a football. So
Hey.
Not European football either.
Monkeys.
That's football. I asked for it.
There's three great phrases in IT, right? And this system is like monkeys humping a football. When somebody's too irate over a problem or some crisis, like some system not working, it's like, hey, nobody died. Okay. And then and the other one is you're just making mountains out of molehills.
How do you know nobody died?
Because
hoping nobody died.
I think you are forgetting the most important phrase in IT.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Good. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
No. Oh my God. I mean, maybe off the air, you just said turn it off and on again. I'll share this week's funness, right? But I'm just going to remind all the database people out there to if your inserts are slow, make sure your tables aren't fragmented. Just saying. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Nobody wants a fragmented table.
Let's just put it this way. Friday,
another one for you.
Friday, Eric's head exploded. Okay, my head exploded.
Symbiote. That first C is supposed to be a K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Problem exists between keyboard with a K and chair.
Actually, it could be either of the C's, but one of those C's needs to become
chair
a
and
K.
keyboard, or keyboard and chair.
Yeah.
Maybe he's nicking
Chair and keyboard
pictures.
is just meh. The chair and keyboard doesn't have any pizzazz to it. Keyboard and chair.
By the way, solar.
I agree. I'm just saying that it could go either way.
Solar update. The last couple days. Overcast in the winter. Overcast, snowing even one of the days, and overcast. Eric in the last couple days has generated more solar power than he has used.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, and in February, the first couple days of February.
Power overall, right? Like, how much solar power have you used to your overall power that you've used compared to the solar power you've used?
Let me go to that graph. Hold on.
Let's go to the videotape.
I gotta pick. Okay, let's go. So, if we look at the first 4 days of February,
oh, I see how it is. You're cherry picking just the first 4 days of February, huh?
Yeah, just the first 4 days.
Well, where are the rest of the days going, Eric?
So the 1st of February.
What sort of data analysis is this?
Hold on. I only used 7.5 kilowatt hours from my. So all but 7.5 kilowatt hours was done. However, when we look at the 2nd of February, okay, we exported 19 kilowatt hours. So, the 7 and the 19. So I'll look at the month here in a minute.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't the 7 already take the 19 into account?
No, because it's point in time, right? I'm looking at it by day. And so the 3rd, yesterday, that was a tough day. We only generated half our power, so. And then today we've already generated more than we've used, but it'll depend on how we go for the rest of the day. But yeah, I mean, and this is
typically from a solar power standpoint, the evening and night is high usage, low.
Yeah, from midnight to 8 a.m.
The parts where the sun's not up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, look, moonlight is just
pretty good.
Sunlight.
Isn't here.
Moonlight is just reflected sunlight, so they should still work.
Yeah, they know.
Just at a lower efficiency.
However, I did turn the Christmas lights on, and they did generate power. That was the funny thing. So basically, yeah, that's pretty well. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. The real generation didn't start until like the 25th of last month, right? After everything was said and done, and those first couple days were pretty bad in January. January, you don't generate any power. But February, man, woo! We're going gang, but it did impact my January bill. But it's cool seeing shit real time.
It's not bad.
So,
not bad. Okay.
So, Dawn.
What?
It's
Time.
25 minutes past.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
You guys wanted to talk about the MER. I was more than happy to listen to you talk about the MER.
Yeah, we already did that.
You didn't.
What else is there to talk about?
And it didn't have the cool extra charts.
Yeah, that we were promised, right? Weren't we promised cool extra charts?
Well, he said he'd try. So maybe not this month, but
I mean, the MER was positive towards Goonie Goons, like it should be, and
generally, yeah.
That's all that I care
And generally
about.
positive overall too. So
you also saw Poshvin Destruction just take a fucking nosedive right into the ground.
Well, I think that's because people were busy, evicting fire.
No, that's because they changed the OF timers from instant to 90 minutes, which...
Oh.
So, Poshvin went from being the second most dangerous space in the game, at right behind Jita, to lower half of the game now. That's how much difference in destruction it was. It wasn't a little bit of a drop. It hit the floor. Because basically, because of the changes, 5 people can run these 4 billionist sites. That's it. That's on a good day. That's it. Nobody else in the game can do it. You have to be multi-boxing your own group of 15 to 16 characters.
And that's down to this cooldown.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, well, we'll shorten it to 30. So they went from 90 minutes to 35 minutes. And every one of us are like, why didn't they just do 30 or 45? Why 35? What the hell? Why?
It's not easily divisible into the number of hours and the number of minutes in a day. It's not easily divisible, and therefore, you're just going to have to do things awkwardly from here on out.
I know. It's why. We were like, why 35 or not 45? Or why 30 and 45? Why 35?
They're going on decimalized time, right?
I don't fucking know.
It's 100 minutes in every hour, 100 seconds in every minute,
So they lower the timer to 35 minutes, thinking, oh, that'll make it so that more pop up more often so more people can do them. Guess what? It didn't change shit. Because the multi-boxers are still the ones who are ready to go, undock and gone before anyone can form a fleet.
Well, yeah, because they're probably running it faster than 35 minutes. So they're just sitting there waiting for the next one to pop up.
It takes them about 15 minutes to get through it because they're using Ishtars. If you were running it in the Paladin fleets, it takes about 8 minutes to finish the site. So the Ishtars take longer, but it doesn't really matter, right? So, and basically how it works is...
This sounds very familiar.
I mean, no matter how they do it, people are going to optimize.
Right, but when
they're going to solve this problem. So.
If you reach back into the sands of time and remember when various pop-up mining belts in Nullsec were worthwhile mining, you would have cooldowns, right, on the respawn. You would just cycle through different sites with a multi-boxed fleet. And so you do a medium, and then you do a large, and then you do an enormous, and then you'd go back to the medium because the medium had respawned by that point.
Dirk, I just want to be clear here, okay? If we're reaching back into the sands of time, let's always stipulate that we're talking about the game, not the Gyllenhaal movie, because one of these was decent.
This is a very fair point. Yes, Arendis, I do take the point very, very honestly. It's a good point to have raised there. Absolutely.
Just saying.
We do need to be clear that we are always talking about the game. Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I liked Prince of Persia. It wasn't a great movie, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Jake Gyllenhaal was hot too.
You all went to see that film, everybody. It wasn't for the storyline. It wasn't for any sort of interest in the Prince of Persia whole mythos. No, it was because Jake Gyllenhaal was hot in that film.
Yeah.
Well, that is why they cast attractive people generally, Dirk. Yes.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
By the way,
I don't know if I'm going to watch a stupid adventure film. I'm more of an Expendables kind of guy.
By the way, since you brought up movies,
they didn't cast a bunch of uggos for Expendables either. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. Just suspend your disbelief
was it
for a while.
Jason Statham or Arnie that did it for you, Horrendous?
It was Ronda Rousey.
Oh, there we go.
No. By the way, we watched a movie the other night. I forget which night. It's Netflix. I think it's Netflix. It might be. Yeah, or it might be Amazon Prime. I can't remember. I'll have to look.
It was one of them.
But the new J-Lo movie, what is it? Shotgun Wedding. Actually was kind of funny. We enjoyed it.
Cool. I'll check it out then.
Yeah. It's a rom-com for sure. And it's got Cheech Marin in it, so what's not to love? Like Tin Cup, Cheech Marin made that movie. All right, so also one of my all-time faves, Tin Cup. My wife fucking hates that movie. She'd rather watch Caddyshack than watch Tin Cup.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not really saying much because she won't watch Caddyshack either. Caddyshack 2 was unbearable. I didn't even know they made it. And then I watched 10 minutes of them. Like, holy shit! There's puke in my mouth. So yeah, it was that bad.
Was the first one as bad?
The first one was awesome.
On Prime.
Was it? Oh, okay. So it suffered from the classic, sequel. Yeah.
Well, nobody who was in the first one was in the second one.
That's generally half of the
just
issue.
In terms of that's a problem. Just in terms of continuity, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't. Who?
Yeah.
There was only maybe one actor in it that was in both.
Yeah, that's half of the problem to start with. Typically, bad writing is the other half of the problem.
Oh, it was, but the actors couldn't pull it off. You got Rodney Dangerfield, right, and Bill Murray and all those folks.
Did you say Ronnie?
What? Rodney Dangerfield.
He just said it in a Pittsburghian way, don't you?
Yeah, Pittsburghian. And
okay.
that. We're going to go down to Pants and that. Get some pants.
See?
All right. But, yeah, let's see. Who was in Caddyshack 2?
Is that really necessary to know?
Jackie Mason, Robert Stack.
We need to know these terrible actors.
Randy Quaid,
when they surface
Chevy
again,
Chase, and Dan Aykroyd
some...
were in it. I don't even remember seeing them in Caddyshack 2.
Probably only very briefly.
You probably just didn't actually watch the movie. After the first 5 minutes, you were probably
Yeah, it was terrible. And yeah, one was amazing. So yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was good. Anyway. Hold on, I didn't know that Daniel Cannon was in that. That's wild.
Diane Cannon?
Yeah. She's got the weird spelling. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. When you read it out, the first time, your brain wants to go, I'm gonna pronounce this weird. And
I know.
It's it's just Diane. It's just a dumb spelling of Diane.
Yeah, she probably did, But yeah. I mean, we got Ted Knight, Mike O'Keefe, Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield, Chevy Chase. That's a fucking movie.
I mean,
when I was caddying for the Dalai Lama. Big hitter, the Llama. Yeah, Dawn.
Are you just mumbling over there, or what's happening?
Yes.
We do a lot of mumbling.
Mumbling your brain?
But we're on Discord.
There's a lot of mumbling.
Yeah, we should do that in Mumble, not Discord.
No, there's a lot of Discord and Mumble.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of Discord and Discord too. There's just
That's
Discord
true.
everywhere.
That's fair.
We cannot get together without Discord.
No, we just use Mumble.
Wow.
The
Diane Cannon was married to Cary Grant.
Yes.
Holy crap, she's old. Like I should talk, right?
What an old bitch.
Oh, didn't say that. Did not say
God
that.
damn, she lived a long time.
She was in Ally McBeal too, wasn't
Very
she?
rude.
She was, I think.
Completely uncalled for behavior there, Dawn.
Yeah,
I don't know
What the hell?
what got into you.
Seriously.
As Eric would like to say, usually this is a fucking family-friendly show.
No, it's not. When the fuck has it ever been a family-friendly
God
show?
damn
When
it!
he
This
puts-
is a fucking family show.
When he puts the frickin' guinea pigs on.
Aren't the guinea pigs constantly mounting each other? That doesn't seem very family-friendly.
How the
Dude,
hell do you think you get a family, Dawn?
But they're both boys.
All three of them are
Quite work
boys,
like that.
Don't judge.
and they.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying it doesn't quite work like that for the end
I'm not
result.
judging.
They
Sounds
That
like
sounds
you're judging.
our guinea pigs hump each
Even though
other's
it's-
face.
Even though
Right.
it's not really said that often in this show, no kink shaming.
Where is Caleb when we need him for a good no kink shaman?
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Where's he
The man
been
is
for
just
like
letting
forever?
us down.
Caleb's retired from
He's
listening to you guys
retired
yell
and
at
he's
him
probably
constantly.
asleep like a cat at the moment.
Caleb
What's
is very
funny is-
cat-like. This is true.
What's funny is when
Living life as
Reaver's
a cat right now. Like,
What's funny is when Reaver is on comms and you know Caleb's like right there, but still won't come on. He's like, "Oh, my computer doesn't work."
well, that's where you have to actually bait him in by saying stuff that he feels inclined to have to comment about, and then he will come on and comment about it.
Yeah.
Really?
In fairness, they are generally in different rooms.
They are generally in different rooms,
The rooms are
They
next to
are
each other.
not.
but you know, all you really have to say, all you really have to do is to get Reeve to talk
Mhm.
about how battleship prices have come down.
Have they?
No, but you know, he can't resist that bait.
It
It is going.
It doesn't need to be true to be bait, Dawn.
True.
Truth is absolutely bait. Whenever somebody says they're going to be truthful, it's bait.
Yeah, if
Just
someone,
because
if
truth
someone-
is also
someone's-
bait does not mean that lies cannot be.
Hmm.
What do we need slots for? I'm looking at Twitch
Well,
chat
I
and I'm
mean,
confused.
I don't want to, talk about the birds and the bees, but
I mean, do you not enjoy the feeling of pulling a lever and letting chance take the wheel, Dawn?
I do. Actually, when I gamble, it's a button, and I just push. Up on Mandy's God.
See, this explains a lot. Like, at least with a lever, you've kind of got a hole on it, and eventually you get tired. With a button, you could just, like, fall asleep on it, and you're fine.
My aunt has done that. She's fallen asleep in casino. Just
Really?
she's
How do you fall asleep in a casino?
She fell asleep at her machine, just plonked right out.
Too many pennies.
This is why they don't have
No,
windows,
Eric, it's a combination of a little bit of booze and a whole lot of this is warm and stuffy.
They don't drink. So
They
no.
pump
Still the
freaking
warm and
oxygen.
stuffy.
Like, this is why casinos don't have windows.
They
Yeah, to prevent
pump
you from
oxygen in
actually-
there.
And that doesn't stop it from being warm and stuffy.
It
There's a
just
lot
stops
of
you from
people around the slots.
suffocating with it being
Yeah.
warm and stuffy.
There's a lot of people around the slots, and they ain't moving.
Are they farting? Because that can make it warm and smelly.
Most of them probably are. Yeah, I mean, they're people.
Scary. That's why I'm not at the slot machines. What? Laurenko. He says he's seen people asleep and smoking at the casino.
Oh yeah.
At the same time?
Oh yeah.
That's impressive.
You fall asleep. You fall asleep with the butt just dangling
stick it in
and
your
you
mouth.
just keep yeah.
See, that sounds like it's a violation of various fire codes, and should probably be stopped by casino staff before the place burns to the ground.
Oh no.
Only in places where people care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's a very fair point. Somebody does have to give a shit in order to implement that.
That's right.
So the
Right. So where were
okay.
we?
Mother's butt.
Who knows?
By the way, I was
I thought we wanted to talk about the MER.
No.
or do we talk
did.
about this article I just ran across? What would happen if you stuck your head inside a particle accelerator?
You
would
have
probably
a very
die.
bad day.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just go through your brain?
I'm going to say
Oh.
absolutely nothing.
No, I
Because
know
they
what,
won't have it turned on when
I
you
have an
can
answer to
stick your
this.
head in there.
I have an answer to this. This has happened. This has
Okay.
actually happened
It has
already.
happened.
Yes, there was a particle accelerator. The guy was they were doing something to it. You'd have to look up the thing. But just the story is, it was on. He stuck his head in, and he died like 2 hours later because the particle had like pierced his brain.
Yep.
But it was,
Wow.
it is physically actually happened.
There's a lot of
So
space
the whole,
in
like-
your head, but as it turns out, there's a lot of stuff in there too. That
I'm
you
just saying, it was an article.
accidentally have- yeah.
As
On
it's a particle
bigthink.com.
accelerator, it is accelerating particles to the speed of light, or close to the speed of light, anyway. So
Once
yeah,
I can get it.
you know, when it hits you, it's gonna just
Yeah, like
just. I mean, even though the weight of the particles are very small, it's still gonna keep on going because of this.
Well,
just
no,
the sheer
'cause, right,
speed. Like
the entire point of particle accelerators is to accelerate particles to insane speeds and then smash them together in order to see what comes out when you break particles apart. If the particle that the particle has been accelerated impacts with happens to be your head rather than another particle that was intended to be smashed together, that's just that's unfortunate, but it still did what it was supposed to do, which is knock particles together and create minor subatomic explosions. Just generally, like, yeah, it's not a fun day for you when a particle explodes inside your brain.
Well, more than one.
Chain reactions. This is very true, Soth. This is a very fair point.
No, you accelerate more than one particle in a particle accelerator.
Yeah, I know, but
because like the chance of actually hitting your target, which is also a bunch of particles, is higher when you have more of them.
It's why heads make such good targets for particle accelerators.
Yeah, they are big and stuffy. And by the way, this is not the only time it has happened. Someone also stuck a hand into a particle accelerator once when it was on.
How'd that work out?
Are they okay?
He was, if I remember correctly, he was okay because like your hand is not deep enough, right? So the particles mostly just go straight through.
Did he bleed?
No.
That's not how that works.
Sad. There needs to be like little micro explosions of blood coming out of your hand or something. That would be cool. And in slow motion.
Yeah, they're not going like, oh, okay, well let's speed up some particles, but let's do it with the particles in the shape of and the size of a very small needle. Like, no. It's far too many particles for them to be,
no, I don't know.
Imagine
he's gonna make you
trying
to.
By the way,
I mean, imagine trying to accelerate a bunch of particles in a certain shape and keep them in that shape for however long. It's just not. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, I would have thought. I'm surprised they were able to do it, kind of thing. Or they were able to put some extremity into it as such, because from what I know of particle accelerators, they are cooled too close to absolute zero. Or a lot of the track at least.
Generally not. Generally, just the acceleration magnets are superconducting. So the inside the inside tube is I mean, generally these are pretty big tubes anyway, but the inside tube is generally near to ambient temperature. It's just the magnets that surround the tube and accelerate the particles that are superconducting and therefore extremely cool.
Mac, we are talking about in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have superconducting magnets in the 70s.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure they did. They just weren't great.
Well, and they weren't used in particle accelerators.
That's fair.
It also happened in Russia, so there is that.
I mean,
yeah, not exactly a place well known for, you know, high levels of health and safety.
Well, the US isn't either.
To a degree.
I'm just going something RBMK.
I would say health and safety is a little bit more, you know, a little
Just
more together.
Just because you watched Love Canal last night, Soth, doesn't mean that it's unsafe here. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, kink shaming.
You guys don't know about Love Canal, do you?
I mean, that's some
never heard that
strange kink right there. But
yeah, no, look it up. So
yeah, I'm literally hearing this conversation and going RBMK. So
don't talk, Joe Hill. Joe Hill, don't even talk to me about OSHA right now because it's OSHA report filing time. Okay, don't talk to me about it.
Yeah, for those of you who don't get the RBMK reference, Google Chernobyl, and you will know everything you need to know.
That was more on the nose than I expected.
Yeah.
What was?
The Chernobyl part was.
Oh, you disappoint me sometimes. Actually, quite frequently. So you know.
I'd like to point out that series was really good. I hope. Yeah, Chernobyl. It was really good. My sister-in-law got bored, but I think she just didn't stick around long enough. But I thought it was awesome. They need to do more stuff like that. Romanticized. Well, not even romanticized. What would you say they did?
Dramatized.
Dramatization.
Not a lot, but a few things were, yeah.
Yeah, because like the female scientist was representing like the whole team of scientists that were helping out the main guy to figure out what the fuck to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
for example,
they had like 15 to 20 guys working on it, not just 3.
So spoilers upcoming. So if you haven't seen Chernobyl, you should mute the stream for the next 30 seconds.
There's no muting
now.
No.
The part where they have to go under the reactor to cool it down, or otherwise it would explode half of Ukraine. That's a bit dramatized as well.
The exaggeration. It would only blow up a small part of Ukraine. Ukraine is a very big place.
It wouldn't blow up Ukraine, but it would be bad. Yeah,
it would irradiate it.
I mean, it irradiated a lot of things, even in Scotland when it actually happened. So
yeah,
you know,
it wouldn't be as terrible as they made it out to be, but also not good.
Dramatized documentaries, as it happens, bad things in nuclear reactors cause bad things, but not the bad things that they say it's going to cause.
It was pretty accurate for most things.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably among the most accurate, science-y shows there is.
And I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't it wasn't documentary, but it was based on true story kind of dramatization. Yeah.
I muted myself for the required amount of time. Then clearly.
Yeah, you skipped Soth's spoilers.
What do you mean?
So,
You haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god! Just stop watching now. Go watch it. Come back and report.
watching now and then stop. Stop watching now and then stop. What is he supposed to?
I was trying to say
watching?
stop being here, go watch, and then come back.
Oh wow! You're trying to kick Mac off the stream.
Yeah.
Go on.
Wow.
Did you not know that?
I mean, really? What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm currently making Spain very nervous in my Civ game.
Okay.
Spain just lives in a state of nervousness. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, when you've got your entire army on their border, they're like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "Nothing. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys."
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Nothing
Move
to
along.
see here.
Well. No,
I mean, are they on the border? Are they on the border in a continents map or a Pangaea map?
It's continents, but there's only like 2 actual continents.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see why they're worried.
Yep.
Sothmark, the lack of faith in somebody not knowing about Chernobyl is due to our public education. Yeah, just generally Chernobyl seems to get skipped in education nowadays.
I go over it, but it was always kind of like a little blurb of like, we're talking about the 80s, and here's key events that happened in the 80s. And then it's like, and Chernobyl exploded, and moving on. You're like, okay, great, thanks.
So speaking of Chernobyl...
It's like the Cold War happened, and Chernobyl, blew up during the Cold War. That's it. That's what you get,
That's, yeah.
Who cares about that when we can talk about the Berlin Wall for 5 weeks?
Hey, I watched that sucker be hammered down, man. So, question. Has anybody watched the current season of Jack Ryan on Amazon?
Yes.
I haven't even seen the first season.
Chernobyl, you triggered me into thinking
well,
that. That was awesome. I loved it.
Sothrasil, you won't like it because, you just wouldn't.
It's very good.
You mean because I read the books?
Yeah.
No, actually,
you'll hate the you'll hate the drama. You'll hate.
Whoa.
I
love the book.
You hate,
but it's great. It's actually great. It's a really solid. It kind of brings things into the modern world and it updates a lot of things. But the general storylines absolutely fantastic. The creative license that they've taken is more about the plot arcs than it is about the characters. And yeah, I'd say absolutely worth watching stuff. Yeah, the books are great. The TV series is great. They go in different directions, but there's not as if it's not doing the original books and the storylines dirty at all. It's actually really solid.
Okay.
Worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're lying.
Well,
yeah.
There's so many things on my watch list that are, I mean, it will go on the watch list, but it will be some time before I get to it.
What is on your watch list imminently?
Right now he is binge watching Ally McBeal.
This does not surprise me at all.
Oh, that would be be great.
He likes the dancing baby.
I'm watching the Game of Thrones prequel show.
I enjoyed that.
Oh,
it's definitely slow.
I'm nearly done with it.
House of Dragon.
I enjoyed it. Not everybody did. I understand why, because it's not quite the same. But
so according to IMDb, my watch list has 227 movies on it. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
When it comes to the House of Dragon stuff, I'm here going after the shambles that was the last 4 seasons of Game of Thrones. I'm not sure I'm particularly interested in another Game of Thrones thing at the minute.
Listen, I enjoyed it. I definitely wish it had been a little bit more action packed, but
I will say this: I am totally down for certain Game of Thrones properties. I would even be down, and I am especially down for one, a Game of Thrones crossover with another IP.
So if you're
Which one?
Because
The
I
Witcher,
would
for example.
pay good money to be able to see Sir Davos sit down and share the I have a vaguely Gaelic accent and nobody seems to listen to me conversation with Miles O'Brien.
Can I actually link shit now?
No!
See. There.
Um,
I don't know if that should work.
it's like it's not
Good.
got nuked by the
You
by the
are
bot.
mute. That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, compared to Soft's watch list, I'm currently rewatching Yes Minister because it's less of a shambles of the UK politics than current UK politics. So
You're only watching it to be like, oh, if only it was back. If only it was more like this back in the day.
days when corruption was very minor and just caused by people being inept rather than people being outright malicious. Yeah.
Yeah, just when the scandal was that the MP was caught and photographed coming out of a reception quite drunk, like
Yeah.
Oh no, he's a little bit tipsy and fell onto the pavement. Oh wait, no, he wasn't. He was just trying to
stumbled into the gutter. What a terrible place to find yourself. Rather than hey, this is the gutter. They live there.
Wasn't there also something about a pig? Oh no, wait, that was Black Mirror.
Yeah, that
was just 2015.
I've got a lot of Black Mirror to actually watch, to be fair.
Black Mirror was the interactive one, in my opinion. The kind of choose your own storyline Black Mirror. That was very impressive. It was in season 4, I think, and absolutely hasn't ever been topped in terms of Black Mirror storylines, in my opinion.
I'm glad to see on your watch list you have Rogue Heroes and The Peripheral on it.
There's a lot on it, and if something isn't on it, I don't know if you can get to my ratings on there, because every time I watch a movie, I give it a rating, which most of the time might not be, how much I actually enjoyed the movie. I just give it a rating so later on I can say, hey, I actually watched this movie.
The Peripheral is one of those things that I personally keep kind of thinking about. It keeps cropping up in the recommendations, and I'm like, nah, I should do that, but do I really feel like doing it? So
there's some weird themes, like some kind of perplexing themes that go on with that in that series. Like, I wouldn't say like the same as, but kind of like slightly similar to Altered Carbon to some degree, like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, but that first series of Altered Carbon was just like fucking.
Oh my god, it was so good, except for like the last episode or two. Those were all like, what the hell? What is
happening? I feel like we have to wrap this up now.
Yeah,
if you enjoyed the first season of Altered Carbon, you definitely need to read the books, and you will understand why the second season is
just failed
so bad.
Yeah,
well, I haven't even finished it. I got so bored. I'm like, I don't like this actor for this particular person.
There's no way they could have actually brought the second book onto the screen.
Yeah, because they kind of screwed with, like, when they were adapting it for screen, they screwed with like some aspects of the first book, and that's from what I recall from what I've heard.
Major aspects.
Yeah, and so the second book kind of couldn't really be made because of all the decisions that they made for the first series.
even if they had kept everything the same as in the book, there's no way they could have put the second book into a show. Which is why I personally expected them to just do the third book, but they did like a weird mix of like a weird in between of changing things, of lending things from the second book, and then mostly doing the third book, and it just didn't work.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say though, Soth, there's some pretty great stuff on your watch list here. Like The King, definitely fantastic film.
Who joined us?
Carnival Row, great.
Bard Ghost.
That was
Official
Carnival
Secret's
Row was
great.
canceled way too early. Yeah.
Wait, they cancelled Carnival Row?
No.
I thought they were doing a
I
second
thought
season.
it was. I thought it was. Maybe
Second
not.
season
I
should
won't
be
say that it was
out
canceled far too
in the next
early, but I
month or
will say it's
two.
taking way too long to get the next season up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy reading your review of Tenet.
Wait, who?
Tenet is actually fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck off. It's actually a great film.
Wait,
Yes, the sound balancing is an issue, but
Fine.
it's a good film.
Tenet's
can't-
weird. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it.
Tenet's weird.
My brother was like, "This is amazing. You need to watch this."
Tenet-
So we watched it. I'm like, "What the hell?"
It's a Nolan film.
All right.
Tenet,
That
yeah,
was-
that's the best way to put it. It's a Nolan film. It will
Yeah, but
it will
Okay,
it will
was
leave you
very-
going. It will leave you going.
It
Ah,
was very nice.
something cool just happened, but I'm not really sure that I know what it was.
From what I hear,
I think it takes like 2 or 3 watches to actually start to figure out what the hell is actually happening. But generally,
Yeah,
great
like
film.
especially like the second one where when you can watch through it and appreciate what's going on as you're seeing it forward.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where you start to go, wow, this is some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for.
I can't wait to see your review of the reviewers, interspecies reviewers. That looks okay. I didn't even know somebody made something like that, but okay.
wait.
Patriot Games, that'll be a good one. Patriot Games, that'll be excellent. Let's see. The King Arthur series, if it's the one I think of, was just kind of
A lot of things you haven't seen.
The King Arthur series. What King Arthur series?
I think he's got King Arthur in there. I think it was the series.
Merlin?
I'm
No,
off
there
to
was
know
another.
that
I was thinking that.
Oh
and I
no,
was
this is Legend of the Sword. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I would.
Great
Hi
one.
guys.
Goodbye.
Bye, Dawn.
Bye,
Yeah,
Dawn.
enjoy your meeting.
Bad Boys
I would
for
hope
Life.
That you would watch the 2 films before Split, before you're actually watching Split, because that will. Help.
I have.
Okay. fair
Again,
enough.
this is just my watch list, right?
Okay, cool.
Everything I already
Also,
saw
back on
has a
Tenet
rating.
for a moment. Can we just take a moment to acknowledge that Tenet definitely showed that Robert Pattinson is in fact a skilled actor.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
it was
yeah, good
Tenet
point.
that because was it
it's
before
not
or
just
after?
Tenet. It's not
He
just
was
Tenet
cast-
in his stuff, and he's been typecast a bit based
Yeah,
on
but
like
I mean-
the Twilight stuff, which happened nearly 10 years ago or
Yeah.
something.
Right, but like Tenet was the first really like big splashy. Here you
Yeah,
go,
that's the one that he
Hollywood. Look
knows
at it.
about. People
That
know
really
about
let
it.
him go. No. Look, there's a reason I chose this career.
Yeah, but I mean, it was before Tenet that he was cast as the new Batman, right? The Matt
He did
Reeves one.
pretty
So,
well.
yeah.
And
with that one.
I was about to say, everyone was there like, really? Robert Pattinson, the Twilight guy, as Batman? No. And then everyone saw Tenet and went, yeah, that's gonna work.
I mean, he's in The King as well, which I think I've mentioned already. Great film. And he does very well playing the kind of evil
That's fair.
opposition number.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he does it by playing as if he's French, which just makes it perfect. And honestly, like, dude actually is a very good actor who got unfortunately typecast because he signed up to do Twilight.
You know, I don't see.
Honestly, they're both far better than the
was
material
Robert
they worked
Pattinson
with.
in The King.
So
I don't see the Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2 here. I mean, that
was
needs
him
to be in there.
As the I can't remember the name of the guy, but the French guy in The King.
The French prince, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
Somehow I never realised that until you've just said.
He's good, right?
Yeah, I genuinely thought it was actually some French guy.
No.
That just looked similar to him. I never dug into it.
It's actually him, and he's really good with it.
So, I don't know what I was going to say. I'm old, and it just went... You know, there was once back in the day when my parents owned gift stores. Things, yeah, they had a Hallmark store, and there was this card, and it was I forget, it was about an old birthday. I don't know, 50, 60, 70, I don't know, right? And it was something about, you know, your brain cells are really just kind of committing suicide or something. There's a little brain cell coming over and go, ee! That's what's happening to me. That's all the thoughts. Gone.
The one that was connecting you
Gone.
to what you were about to say just went, oh, dead.
Yep. Just slumped over. You know what?
Oh, shit.
You know what? That brain cell fell asleep with a cigarette in its mouth, sitting there at a slot machine. That's what happened. The slot machine in the brain. Yeah, and then you know, the cigarette dropped into a highly alcoholic drink, and he just combusted. That's what happened.
I mean,
just spontaneous.
You haven't put that brain cell in a particle accelerator anytime recently, have you?
No. The warranty has expired.
Oh, that's a shame.
You know, I gotta think.
That's why I get the extended warranty on my brain cells.
So,
did you get
always pay the extended warranty on your brain cells, people?
That's right.
I was very important. Did you take up that salesperson on his offer then?
Absolutely.
No, brain cells.
I'd like to talk to you about your brain's extended warranty.
That's right.
Let's talk about how spoiled my daughter is. That would be a good one, right?
Did you get the extended warranty on her too? Is that what's going on there?
I'm trying to give her away, but I'm pretty sure if I do give her away, it'd probably be a trafficking charge. So it's bad, you know.
I mean, no.
I'm just trying to get her
trafficking. It's only trafficking if you get paid.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see those meetings
from work? Eric, did you get back from work and find that your kids were still on?
I work from home,
and then realized, well, I'm going to have to lower the price then.
Yeah, you have to lower the price. You ever see those movies where those parents are trying to get their kids married? Okay, it's because they have daughters like mine, right? So,
wow,
we just want to get her married, move her out of the house, get her out. You know, she says she's 22 anyway.
Else's responsibility.
So, yeah, we're not gonna tell that guy anything. No warning labels on this one, okay? Because if he can't figure it out himself, he's just dumb. So. But no,
you can at least put the Californian warning label on it.
So
may cause cancer.
No. The Californian warning is just made in California.
So next week is her birthday. Okay. And
giving her away? I mean,
no. So it turns out I have to be out of town on her birthday. But I'm just going to take a day trip to the customer and do some things and come home, right? It's going to be a really long day, but I was not going to stay overnight or anything like that. And then she gets this brilliant idea that, and tells her mom, can I take the day off of school? And, Dad's
and her
going,
mom says, the hell no.
Dad's going to place X, right? And you know what? There is this milkshake shop that I want to go to, and it's only where, Dad is going to visit his customer. Do you think, Mom, you could take the day off of work, I can take the day off of school, and we can just go with Dad, and we can go to this milkshake place while he's at his customer?
Mum is definitely saying, "Oh hell no, we're not making that trip for a milkshake shop."
No, that's not what happened. They're going.
What?
They're going. And
what sort of parental decision making was that, Eric? Like, you might need to talk to your wife.
No. The two of them, they're in lockstep, okay? And they didn't ask me what night was it. I don't know. I think it was Thursday night because somebody had a challenge, which we'll discuss offline later. And I was up till midnight, kind of monitoring, making sure everything was going okay with them. And so she didn't want to ask me there, so she asked me Friday morning, right? And Mom asked me. She didn't ask me, right? Mom asked me. So now, not only all going, but so that everybody doesn't get up early, drive, and just be in the car all day. Now we're driving up the night before, after the chorus concert at school. Okay, so we won't be there till like midnight. And we're staying overnight in a hotel now. And a customer day trip is now an overnight
child. I mean, really?
Okay, I'm trying to get her married.
What I want to know is, like, how good are those fucking milkshakes?
I don't know.
No, right?
But I better get one.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, they're like, oh, there's all these malls. Oh, and there's a couple movie theaters. We could go see a movie, and we could eat here. And the milkshake place doesn't open till 2 p.m. I mean, it's like a whole thing now.
You have like walked right into it, my friend.
I'm just trying to get her married.
I don't know how you did it, but well done.
She will be.
You walked right into it.
I don't know how this happened. There was alcohol involved in this one too. So,
alcohol in the milkshakes. Well,
no. That's how we got this one, right? I mean, this girl sings fart songs. Okay, I'm just telling you. She sings songs about farting. It's a lovely tune. It's got a nice melody, but so anybody out there, we can make a deal. If you've got a son the right age, right? Just DM me. We'll fix this up. Let's get her out the door.
You might want to tell people what the right age is.
Nah, we can't.
If you're going to be advertising.
You're not concerned that she's going to sort of like come across this at some point in time and hear you talking this and saying this?
Oh, no, I would say it in front of her. Oh, yeah. I'm like, She did lose the bet, though. Oh, yeah, she's hilarious. She is hilarious, but can I do this? It's like the third child, and it's a girl, so she gets whatever she wants.
What you really need to give her for her birthday, Eric?
What?
You need to give her true happiness and perspective, satisfaction with her life.
She just wants the credit card.
Give her 24 hours of parenting the way you had parenting. She will never complain about you again.
No, there's nowhere to send her for that. Like if I send her to my parents, she just gets babied.
Well, yeah, because that's the grandparents. That's different.
Well, no, they did the same thing to my sister. When my sister got married, I actually commuted with her future husband to and from work, and I said to him one day, I said, "Are you sure you want to marry my sister?" Right? And he looked at me. I said, "I'm looking out for you, not her. This isn't about her. This is about you." Okay? She's gonna be a challenge. Are you sure you're up for it? He said, I'm pretty sure. 10 years later, he looks at me and goes, maybe I should have listened to you. My daughter is exactly like my sister. She's not like my wife at all. She's like my sister.
No, see, you need to like hire yourself some actors and get them to do some old school parenting, and then 24 hours later you get your daughter back and you go. So you see, that's what I had to put up with.
Did I tell you about her cutting her toe on her high heels at her first dance?
What? Oh, jeez.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this finger. Picture like the edge of a sharp plastic thing, just kind of slicing up the tip of your big toe a little bit. Okay,
Ow.
That's as gross as I'm gonna get. Okay, but she didn't know she did it. Okay, what? And it's bleeding profusely, and it's all going under her foot because she's in the car. Okay, she didn't feel it. She didn't feel it, right?
You can get like ibuprofen gel and stuff like that these days, and women do. That's the thing that women do kind of use like every so often, just to
Well, she's never
for fashion, right?
Well, she's never really wore high heels before, and these had a sharp little plastic heel on them too that flattened out at the bottom. Right, it wasn't a spike. Right, so she just cut her toe, and it's bleeding like crazy. It's going underneath her foot. She doesn't know she's bleeding. Thank God, my sister, the bad one, right? My sister had in her car had the all weather, floor mats, right? So it's just plastic, right? And so the blood starts to coagulate, okay, before she realizes she's bleeding, and it's coagulating. Then the coagulated kind of thick drips are like dripping on the car floor, right?
Oh, God.
And she texts her mother saying, "Hey, I cut my toe. It's really bleeding." And then there's like, she's taking pictures of this bloody foot with all these drips on the thing, right? And she goes, "The drips are like ketchup. They're thick like ketchup. My blood's thick like ketchup," right? And she's just like laughing. It's like no big deal to her. It's a really bad cut, but I mean, it's all better now. But yeah, thanks for this mental picture. But this is the
quality content you come to the Push to Talk show for.
But this is a pretty young girl who had a pretty serious cut, and she's just like taking it in stride and sitting there going, she's tough. But so it didn't.
Meanwhile, Eric's like, I get a paper cut. I'm like out for weeks. That's it. Just give me the morphine.
Well, see, that's husband sickness, illness, accident, whatever, right? When we're sick, I mean, we're deathly ill, and our wives have to do things for us, right? Because we want the sympathy.
Flu.
yeah, man flu. Because we need that sympathy. Because child bumps their head, man. It's a crisis, and moms are like, "Oh my God, oh, my poor little baby," and they get all the attention. And so, man flu. That's just our form of getting attention. I cut my finger there, right there. Pretty bad. I got new knives. They're sharp. Oh, they're nice, right? I just went.
Well, that is the point of a knife.
Yeah, somehow I angled it, and I cut down into my last night or 2 nights ago, cutting food for the guinea pigs, by the way. And wow, that was sharp. And I'm just like, Soth was like, "You sound distracted." I'm like, "Hey, I'm redressing my wound." Yeah. Lacking sense. No, she's tough. She acts. I mean, it was just an accidental cut. She's my daughter Russia was very brave. I am the doctor when it comes to fixing things, right? So I'm just major accident happens. I get
look at me.
Calm.
Look at me. I'm the doctor now.
I'm the doctor now.
Well, all right, but that's only going to last 3 seasons, and then they're going to want somebody else on there.
By the way, I love those memes. Why men die first, right? Oh, those are awesome because they're like all true. We do that shit. And when we were young, we did all that crazy shit. It's hilarious. Although
we just like to have fun.
My daughter's she's crazy. Her first boyfriend won't know what's going to hit him. He just, no.
You could sound a little bit more excited about that, because watching that happen, Eric, is going to be hilarious for you.
Oh, I am a Well, she does stuff, right? And I take pictures and videos and stupid shit like that, right? And I go, you don't understand. I said, when your wedding comes, I have all this stuff.
This is going to make a brilliant speech.
The montage.
Even worse than a speech, a montage.
I have a PowerPoint.
Are you going to put it to the Benny Hill thing?
No. But you know.
Erik is a true IT professional. He's going to take a spreadsheet and a slideshow to his daughter's wedding.
It's gonna be great because like he's gonna press a button, like the lights are gonna dim, and then the fucking like the screen's gonna lower. Oh, you're in for it.
The lights are gonna dim. The spotlights are gonna come up. It's gonna be like a WWE performance.
It's like the final revenge for everything she's done to me.
He's even gonna have the microphone drop down from the ceiling?
Yes, yes, exactly. That's exactly how that goes.
Oh,
Here we
go.
Okay, can I get it to come on the screen? Maybe. No, not long enough.
No.
The big blue Yeti. But yes, that would be ladies and gentlemen in this corner. No, it's gonna be. I have so much stuff.
In this corner,
I mean,
right.
So
in the opposing corner, the bridegroom.
So much stuff. You'll all be invited. It'll be great. She told me she wants a candy bar at her wedding. Like, not a candy bar, like a bar of candy.
Oh, I've seen this before at weddings.
I'm like a bar as in like a drinks bar, but like candy.
Well, generally it's a long kind of trellis table with like a pick and mix variety on it. But yeah, that kind of premise. You know, people can go and pick what they want from the candy bar.
I mean, we live
generally
in a town...
there's also a paid bar with alcohol, so that people who are interested can drown their sorrows that other people want this.
It's an open bar. There's no paid bar. Open bar. Okay.
He's going to pay for an open bar at his daughter's wedding. He is feeling optimistic.
Open bar is the groom's responsibility. That's the only thing that the groom's family has the responsibility there. But I live in the town where we also have the cookie table. So just look up that. Wedding cookie table. Vast. Everybody makes cookies and brings them and everybody eats them.
What? Okay.
Cookies?
Jesus.
I have cookies.
Soft is always interested in cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies are awesome.
If it's baking, he's into it.
He's into it.
I'm sure that's not the only thing, Mac.
Well, you know, of many.
Soth is a very avid baker. He does like his cakes.
Look.
I want to bake bread.
Cake, okay?
I'm good at
it's expensive, so instead, I make it myself.
Cheaper to make it yourself. This is a very fair point. You know,
do you how do you
sustain a?
Are you a sifter?
How do you sustain an expensive hobby? Do it yourself.
Do you sift your flour, your dry ingredients? Are you a sifter?
No.
Not a sifter, ladies and gentlemen. Supposed to make your cakes lighter and airier.
That's bullshit. That might have been a thing 100 years ago, but in this day and age, you don't need to sift your flour anymore. Come on.
That's actually not why they did it back then.
Get the maggots out, baby.
Yeah, exactly. You get the little insects and stuff.
That's protein. That's just
protein. Flower bugs.
Protein.
Look, let's be honest here, okay? Getting the maggots out will make your cake lighter and fluffier.
True.
There was also
fluffy
in there. So.
Make it fluffy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want the little bit of rock to get into your cake.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how people break teeth.
Or shards of glass.
They didn't have glass when you were sifting flour like that.
Oh,
yes, they did.
They've had glass for thousands of years, Dirk.
I know, but it's funny to say. All right, fuck off and let me make a joke once in a while.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, horrendous.
They didn't have glass anywhere near where you would make flour. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like it was just stone walls in mills, stone walls and stone wheels,
And every so
And
often
a bit of wood here and there.
Every so often a bit of explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just a hazard of having flour in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Good old air fuel mix.
Precisely. Alright, so where were we before we got on this incredibly long tangent? I don't know what we were supposed to be talking about.
Wow,
MER.
going all the way back to the MER.
By the way, for you guys over across the pond, Punxsutawney Phil has said there will be 6 more weeks of winter.
And he's systematically eliminating his rivals.
Yeah,
Is he?
The Canadian one
I
actually
wonder if
died.
The Canadian one was found dead when they went to check on him for the prediction.
He
Phil's
said,
taking out the competition.
Phil sent Phyllis, his wife, to go get her. He does have a wife, Phyllis.
I wonder whether he's actually an introvert groundhog, and every single time this happens, it's like his worst day.
No, actually, Phil is with humans all the time.
Oh, okay.
Like all year round when he's not hibernating and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, he really is a pet that is like part of someone's family. But this is funny because my wife said hell no and threatened to divorce me over this one. So Punxsutawney Phil does actually have his own website and his own web shop. You can buy things. Now, for those who don't know, the place where Punxsutawney Phil isn't exactly Punxsutawney, PA. It's called Gobbler's Knob. No shit, not making it up. Okay, so of course, we thought it was funny to tell my wife we were going to get her Punxsutawney. It's Gobbler's Knob in Punxsutawney. Okay,
I mean,
so,
it's all right. Like,
so they have sweatshirts. Hold it.
This is an unusual place name.
You have a sweatshirt, right? That says
for fuck's sake.
Gobbler's Knob across it, Punxsutawney, PA, right?
Literally in London, you get on the tube, and chances are you're going to get on a tube that's going to Cockfosters.
Yeah. So, but anyway, she said I told her I was going to get it for Valentine's Day. A nice sweatshirt. It says, it was beautiful. The skyline, if you can call it the skyline, Gobbler's Knob, Punxsutawney, PA. And she says, I'm not wearing it. Can you believe that? I was going to buy her a Valentine's gift. She wasn't going to wear it. How rude. So, yeah. We have Intercourse, Pennsylvania, right? What's the other one? There's another one.
I mean, we have fucking.
Fuck me, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Anyway.
That's really New Jersey.
There's a place in France called Anus.
No, nice. Eric. That's fuck you. You're in Jersey.
Fuck you.
With that specific kind of accent, yeah.
Absolutely. You hear that a lot on the boardwalk in Wildwood. Fuck you. That's like normal. There was a meme somewhere about like all the things you would hear in New Jersey. I forget what it was.
I mean, I don't know much about New Jersey, so yeah.
Have you ever watched Jersey Shore? It's all you need to know about Jersey.
I've heard of
that. That's
I've heard of Jersey Shore, and that's enough for me. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good not watching that.
So
thank you.
So full disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
The cast of Jersey Shore were not from Jersey.
Yeah, that's just so sad.
They were all Long Islanders.
Yeah, that's right.
What they're presenting there is is, and I apologize to anybody who this offends, but this is in fact the pretty much accepted term for it here on the island. Those are Long Island Guidos.
Ooh, as an American with Italian heritage, I want you to know I'm not offended.
Dude, I was born in Naples. I mean, but like, yeah, like I understand that that's a questionable term to use, but that is the term that they use for themselves. Like, those are the guys. Those are the guys who, in the 80s and 90s, would have been all gold chains. I mean, they're still gold chains, but driving an IROC Z28. That's the only car they would have bought.
Showing with the chains all their chest hair.
Yes, exactly.
They'd be in a freaking Speedo with the chains.
And they come from here. We export them to inflict them upon the rest of the world. To just get them the hell out of here.
It's only right to send them to Jersey. It really is.
So, Commander Starscream, you are correct. One was from Brooklyn. However, I'll point out Brooklyn is on Long Island. It is the west end of Long Island.
Yeah. Jersey Guidos.
And if you really want to piss off people from Brooklyn, tell them they're from Long Island.
I was once asked by a British boss, and we were drinking and writing code. We're not going to talk about that, but the code still works. We're drinking some beers, writing some code at his house. He just lived down the street from me. And he accidentally called me a Yank. And he's, oh my God. He's like, are you offended by that, being an American, getting called a Yank by somebody from Britain? I'm like, no. There's a song, Yankee Doodle Dandy. And we know it was like, you guys making fun of us. We don't care. We still sing the stupid song. Doesn't bug me at all.
That's just what you are.
He was worried, though. He was worried.
You are from across the pond, therefore you are a Yank.
We're a Yank to the people in the South, too.
I appreciate the historical divide of, the Civil War and everything, but if you're from across the pond, I'm sorry, you're a Yank, no matter whether you come from Texas or
I know, but he
Minnesota.
thought I didn't understand to be offended by it, right? Because it didn't bug me. But the Southerners in Pennsylvania call Northerners, particularly on the East Coast, Yankees. We're the Yankees as well.
Yeah. Like I say, I appreciate the historical divide, but you're from across the pond. You're a Yank no matter what.
I mean, the Yank versus Yankee, I mean, Yankees is really like Connecticut, New England. And, of course, the assholes in the Bronx. But, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, no, it's just funny. It's funny. I was never offended by it. I'm just like laughed. I think I laughed and said, no, I'm not really offended by it. We won the war.
I'm really starting to wonder what's in the MER that you don't want to talk about it this much.
What is in the MER? I haven't even looked at it, to be honest.
I haven't looked at it either.
Gonna have to look
tries to bring us back. Sometimes somehow there's something else.
Well, no, that's just it. That's just it. So here's what's in the MER mostly. Not much.
Cool.
We're back to our old standby of it's shit. And
well, no, I mean it's like
it's that
ISK velocity staying level. Production stayed pretty much level. Destruction continued to stay up above where it had been. Mining tailed off a bit though, so you might see prices going up. But there's a whole lot of basically the MER this month is a whole lot of yep, that happened. It's still there. All right.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, at least it's not like, oh God, some aspect of the economy is tanking or going through the roof / being extremely, ridiculous. So.
Well, no, it's not doing it. It did long ago already.
In a sense, that is actually a good thing.
As I scroll through the graphs of the MER, one thing I notice is that the commodity faucets graph shows that, oh hey, there was an event that dropped OPEs again. Because there's a huge spike in OPE sales across that late December, early January period, which matches what has happened to the last year and the year before that. Bounty prizes dipped kind of a bit in
a little, but not
in January,
not a huge
but
amount.
Nothing crazy. Corporate rewards for the Trig invasion stuff, so Pochvan, that's starting to come up after what's that, like a 2-month stagnation, quite low.
I'm sure Dawn can tell you why that is.
Basically, it looks like the faction warfare changes continue to be strong and have a positive impact, and everything else is just being itself.
Yep.
I mean,
transaction tax continuing to drop off somehow. I'd be interested to look into that a bit further. Like, what the hell is going on with transactions? Transaction tax is still dropping.
That's kind of interesting though, because like you say transaction tax is dropping, but like when you look at the velocity of ISK, it's like in general, sort of since sort of October, it's on the rise. So
that's October of 2021 is when it dropped off. So,
okay.
Like it's been slowly, steadily. In terms of the sinks and faucets over time, transaction tax has slowly but steadily been dropping since October of 2021, and it continues to kind of have a slow. It's a very slow decline, but it's declining nonetheless. Over time on average. So, like, yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what the hell's going on with the transaction tax.
Maybe it lags a little bit because, like, in terms of velocity of ISK, like velocity of ISK started. It came back up between May and September, but after September, it sort of has this like continual decline until like October last year when it kind of picked up.
I mean,
interesting.
Here's a question: when did they fuck about with how you had to list things on the market? When did they change it from 0.1 isking to the 4 significant figures? That was like 2019 or so, right?
That was a while ago.
Quite
a while ago.
So I'm kind of wondering what they did in October 21 that immediately dropped the amount of transaction tax that was being paid and sunk, and what's kind of had it on the decline. I mean, I appreciate that a declining player base is gonna end up in a general decline in transaction tax because there's going to be less transactions to pay tax on. But I mean, the fact that
was it October?
It was such a sharp decline in October of 2021, and it's just been kind of like it's been roughly keeping level, but it's also kind of. Oh wait, sorry, I'm reading this graph wrong.
What are you
reading? I'm completely reading this graph wrong. This is the 10 sinks and forces over time, and actually they're sinking more ISK in transaction tax. But because of the way the graph is presented, it's it's a graph that starts at 0, and sinks are negative value and faucets are positive value.
No, there we go. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, actually, transaction tax is generally kind of slowly, steadily going up.
Okay, well that tracks well with velocity of ISK then.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was my confusion about it. It was like, how is transaction tax going down, but velocity of ISK is increasing? Because velocity of ISK is, a measure of how much.
Let's not even get into what the velocity of ISK issue is.
The velocity of ISK does not show what you think it shows.
Well, yeah, because it's obfuscated by whether people are active or inactive.
No, because apparently their math doesn't add up.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, that it does not show what you think it shows.
Oh, well, that sucks.
So apparently the way they determine their 30-day average is not by taking the individual daily values and averaging them.
Like,
help me understand.
Theoretically, what you would expect for the velocity of ISK is how much or how often a single unit of ISK changes hands, right?
It's transferred and changed. Yeah.
If like a single unit of ISK is transferred between 4 people in a day, then the velocity of that ISK is 4. And that's not how it works.
Oh dear God, what have they done?
I do not envy CCP Estimate's job, like especially when he has to sort of somehow square the circle with regards to historical data that he has to make work.
In terms of the question of what have they done, theoretically what they do is take trade total and divide it by the money supply.
Can you hear the face palming behind my mic?
No.
Theoretically, this is what they do. This isn't like number of trades by the amount traded, which is a more accurate example of what velocity of ISK should be, right? You take the traded value, the ISK that has changed hands, and then you divide it by the number of trades that were made, and suddenly you get a velocity of some sort. You figure out how much ISK changed hands per trade.
Yeah. Rather than total available ISK, because that is constantly shifting around.
And total available ISK is the money supply, which is actually wildly manipulated by things like login events.
Oh yes, good point.
So as that happens, velocity of ISK does not show what you think it shows and what you would expect it shows, because that's not how they do maths. Maths is hard, alright?
Well, at least we can come full circle on this and be like, well, you know, if it could be worse. They could be using ChatGPT to do these calculations.
Hey, look, ChatGPT cannot do maths, and it will not tell you that it can't do maths, but it can't do maths.
It will absolutely try to do maths, and it will be horribly wrong about everything.
You'll ask it, why are you wrong? And it'll go, well, I can't do maths, and it's your responsibility to know that I can't do maths. But yeah, this whole ISK velocity thing is before we even get into Horrendous's pet peeve at the minute of what is the 30-day average shown by the ISK velocity graphs. Which is, again, not what they say it is.
At one point, okay, so if you're doing a 30-day average, right? You're basically looking at a table of 30 entries and adding them up and dividing by 30. That's how you generate the 30-day average. Because that's the average of those numbers. Right, that's how you would normally do this.
Generate
an
average.
Right. Reaver's got this whole complicated formula she insists CCP are using, and she's probably right at this point. But get the hell out of the way, Cat. But the essential bit here is that each day, right, the oldest entry in the table falls off the table, and the new entry is added. Because it's a rolling average. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that should just be in the calculation, not in the table. Hopefully they have historical.
Yes, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the window that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
30-day moving average.
So if you have the new day is the highest total, the highest daily number in, say, the last 16 months, your average should go up. Because no matter what number it's replacing, it is higher than that number.
Yeah.
So, you with me so far? Everybody in agreement here that number should go up?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is this like the hockey stick graph?
No, see, Eric, the problem is that while the daily numbers from the 28th to the 29th go up, the rolling average from the 28th to the 29th, despite the 29th literally being the highest daily ISK velocity since September of 2021, and so clearly not lower than whatever it's replacing, the average goes down.
Money velocity calculations are not that complicated.
Welcome to CCP Can't Do Maths 101.
I know.
Now,
it should equal all money created and exchanged.
Yes, but you've also got
out,
the size of the money pool is rapidly and daily shrinking. So
I just want to point out who's doing the MER now, and it will explain all of this.
ISK is money in the game.
What? It's an estimate.
It is CCP estimate. Yes.
Look, I don't
significantly
think
more competent about this
I don't
than
think
previous.
for one moment, given how competent he appears to be on pretty much everything else we've looked at, I don't think this is CCP estimate's fault. I think there is something that has been sitting there in the math the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, CCP estimate is slowly and steadily working on the scripting that generates the MER, right? Like the MER,
Right.
Yeah.
The MER since like 2018 has been a script that Larrikin ran once a month, and they published the graphs that the script generated. And estimate is slowly but steadily working through them.
I mean,
so like
among other things, now it actually runs day one, so you get the damn thing right away, as opposed to Larrikin going, "Oh wait, I need to run that this month."
Yeah,
which again, that's not a slam on Larrikin because that's not his job.
Yeah, but Larrikin was pushing button on like day 10, and then we'd get like 10 days of the month, and it'd be like, okay, so we have an idea of what's coming in the February MER in January, because
I know. Putting start date and end date in there is
yeah,
hard.
it's
yeah, but it's like running the it automatically runs the script, but like it's just
the script shouldn't matter what day it runs on.
Right, but the point is that this was never his job. His job is to build developer tools. I mean,
no, I understand that. I'm just saying it's a reporting script. It's going against statistical data essentially. It doesn't matter what day it runs.
You would think.
Okay. I might have run one or two financial scripts in my life, right, and created some reports, right? It doesn't matter what fucking day it runs on.
It did matter for the MER.
But it did matter.
I know,
these are
because they didn't date restrict them, right? I get it. You have a table, right? Month 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. Start date, end date. What dates are you running for each month? It's that easy.
Wow. I also want to point out that Symbiote has resurrected the old CCP round, but used the wrong punctuation. It's not CCP round with an exclamation mark. It's CCP round with parentheses.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm pretty sure it's CCP round with a question mark.
Yeah. Although for ISK velocity, I'm not sure that the size of the pool matters.
Well, theoretically, it shouldn't.
That
shouldn't be part of the calculation.
No,
but it is.
But it is.
It should simply be ISK in and ISK out. right? So
ISK spent divided by amount of trades the ISK was spent across.
Right.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of
But
how
you do
often
have to-
an ISK changed hands.
You do have to
But-
bring in bounties and
No.
things. So yes, you do, because that's
Like-
essentially a salary to that individual.
Quote, it's the frequency at which one unit of currency is used to purchase domestically.
Yes, that's what it
So-
says.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Why
That's
would,
not
why
what
would
it prevents.
bounties go in there?
Because velocity, it counts new money created as well. So it includes. So if I make $100 in a week and I spend $100 and that $100 gets spent again 4 times, right? The velocity of that is essentially it's $5,000. So you have the 100 into me, and then the 100 that everybody else spent that dollar overward, right?
Okay, so this is an important thing, Zoth.
Right.
Don't
So
think about it too much.
yeah, it's just all is created times the churn of the ISK. There's just 3 parameters in here plus the date.
Yeah, but they're not doing it that way.
I know, but that's the actual financial calculation.
The way this thing is calculated is weird and should not ever be
I'm
considered
sure,
to be a thing.
I'm sure, and I hope that like at some point, Estimate will get round to that. But as I'd said, like previously, as I'd said previously,
Sorry, couldn't help it.
I really do not envy his job, because like at some point he's gonna have to try and unfuck all of this. And then he's going to have to be like, well, I can't just basically go, all of the data previous to this is like void and just going to write it off and start again. Like he's going to have to somehow, find some data that is relevant to, relevant to.
I mean, you know
place
what's going to
behind
happen,
this
right?
data that like he's now unfucked, right? So it's like
You
I
have
don't know
to
how he's
know
gonna do
what
that.
what's going to come down to in the end.
I mean, what?
Somehow we're going to find out that all of this is tied back to postcode.
Absolutely.
Or UI code at this point, horrendous, right?
Absolutely. It's gonna be like, oh, this was
Or
hard coded
or
for
or
a
in
while,
some-
and
or in some way, shape, or form, some of this data has been corrupt, has been or like screwed around with in terms of like how fast the actual how fast the simulation has been going, and
Right.
so all of the times that we've put certain areas and stuff into 10% tie-dye has like screwed with the numbers in some way, shape,
Yeah,
or
time
form.
dilation affects all of this
And
math.
we don't, and for whatever reason, CCP hasn't been
no
charting
apparent
when
reason.
that has happened in any way, shape, or form. So it's just fucking guesswork as to what's going on. Like I don't know. I can imagine that. I could.
yeah, it's gonna be that way. There will be some weird explanation that doesn't make much sense, but is actually how it works. And as it happens, we've all known for years, and we're just waiting for CCP to catch up to the fact that none of this makes any sense.
I mean, once it's all kind of, unfucked. Once CCP has unfucked this, like, I mean, I would be fine with him going from here backwards. Is the Dark Ages, where we're not entirely certain what the fuck the numbers are meant to be saying. But from now
And at
onwards,
this point, frankly, we don't care.
this point, frankly, we don't care. But from now onwards, I could be fairly confident about what we're reporting and what we're tracking. Like
that would be fucking beautiful. Really, it would.
Yeah.
I mean, it would also be great if they could share their algorithms with us. Like this is the actual maths that we're using to generate these reports.
Right. It's not like knowing
but
the
see,
math is going to give us some sort of tactical advantage over other people.
No, but like CCP, they're always absolutely paranoid that if they show us the back end of
if they show us the math, we're going to suddenly want to know why are there 15 extra sigmas here.
Why is this a logarithmic algorithm?
Yeah.
How does money
just
supply
adding
tie
log.
into the amount of remote reps delivered? I don't get it.
Seriously, just how does log factor into this in any way, shape, or form? What the hell?
Oh, that's easy.
Well,
that's easy. You
when you're
definitely
at-
want to make sure.
When you're
You
at this
definitely want to make
point
sure that you do
on the
that.
sinusoidal curve, okay, we calculate it this way, and then at this point, some lower point on the sinusoid, we use a different calculation. It's okay.
Right,
which is somewhat juxtaposed with lunar cycles as well.
For this graph, we're using sine calculations, but for this other graph, there's a tan calculation involved, so they're not comparable.
And theta squared comes in there somewhere. I'm not sure.
Oh God,
where.
theta's bad enough as it is. We don't need to square them.
Absolutely not. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things where just don't poke too much, or the magic blue smoke will escape.
That just I once had a trig and calculus teacher in high school, junior and senior year. He had 1 million, but he would go up there and he'd start like the Georgian chant of, doing things like sine cosine theta squared. He'd do stuff like that because math was boring and he wanted to wake us up. But
so I do just want to address something quickly in Twitch chat. Roscat has said even if they show you the method, you can't prove or disprove it because you don't have the data to test it, and they can't give you that data. That is both a very valid point and also a very not valid point, because they draw data from other data points that they are demonstrating, right? So they show us in the MER how much ISK is available in terms of the money supply. They give us the numbers in the CSV files.
Yeah, they give you the raw data from it. Right?
If they give us the calculation that they're applying to the money supply to get velocity of ISK, we actually do have some variables to be able to reverse that and confirm that what CCP are telling us is actually what they're presenting to us.
So you need the ISK faucets. You need, that which drains ISK out. And then you need the total purchases of items. And you have the money supply. You've got everything you need to run that equation, I think.
Yeah, the MER comes as a CSV file as well. You can drop that into Excel and do analysis on the numbers. And if you have the methodology, the equations that they're applying to that data, you can confirm their numbers. And you can also figure out why the hell the numbers look so weird when they should be fine based upon our understanding of how this should be calculated, right?
Hold it. Common standardized economic theory.
If they provided their algorithms, if they actually provided the equations that they're using to calculate the numbers, we could probably do the analysis and help them figure out where the hell the holes are. Because there are definitely holes.
No.
But without that data, without that information, we're just kind of going, well, this is how this should look. This is how velocity of a currency should be calculated. But it's pretty obvious that you're not calculating it that way. Especially once you add in Horrendous's point about 30-day rolling averages and how that number just doesn't make sense. And so, yeah, if CCP were to be a bit more transparent and give us the equations that they're using to generate the data that they're providing to us, we could find out how the hell it's broken and help them fix it. But they don't want to let us do that.
Yeah, a lot of the obfuscation is how they're calculating this stuff, because in the CSV files you do get a lot of data from it. Like you don't just get the graph and
you get precise numbers.
The stuff that's you don't just get the stuff that they're basically sort of not aggregating, but the stuff that they're basically sort of using to they don't just give you the insights as such. They give you the data they also show you the insights and stuff, but like we don't know how they're like calculating those insights, and that's the problem. That's the sort of thing that like we're always scratching our heads, kind of going like, how the fuck do they get that from that kind of stuff? So, and this is one of the reasons why we know that there are holes in some of the reporting as well as some of the sort of the insights that they actually give us when it comes to showcasing and showing the graphing. Like,
I mean, hell, I don't know of any instances that have happened of this particular behavior since Estimate took over. But we used to miss entire fucking regions from the MER every month.
No.
There would be days that just didn't exist for some reason in the MER. And like I say, I think Estimates kind of fixed that part of it. But for like 2.5 years, we would just miss a region. Cash
or days.
This month didn't exist, right? Like
or like
the 23rd
days
of whatever didn't exist. It's yeah.
Really kind of disturbing.
It's just CCP doing CCP things.
Yep.
Are we gonna stop Dirk for one last thing?
Yeah, we do need to hit. Yeah, because we're right there, baby.
Last week you complained about not having any monologues.
All right, Dirk. One last rant.
That complaint this week.
No, we can't.
One last rant, Dirk. Go for it.
About it, we're just stopping you because we have to.
All right, fair enough. My one last thing this week is going to sound very weird to long-time viewers of the show, and it's probably going to sound weird to me as well. I'm not sure why I'm saying this, but Sothrasol and I, along with a couple of other people, will be on Talking in Stations tomorrow to talk about tournaments, which is a really weird thing. I haven't been in Talking in Stations since I was banned from Talking in Stations. And,
so who's hosting it these days?
I believe that we're going to be talking with Rain Chocolate, and a couple of other people. But yeah,
is it Rain Chocolate or Chocolate Rain? Or Purple Rain?
It might be Chocolate Rain. Either way, it's Rain and Jintan and Sothrasol and I, and potentially a couple of others.
There you go.
We're going to be on to talk about tournaments, so if you're interested in tournaments, tune in there at about 1600 Eve, I think is the time that we're supposed to be showing up. And that does remind me, though, that I am going to have to find the link to rejoin the Talking in Stations Discord, having not been on Talking in Stations for like 2 years or something. The banning of many people was a fun period in time, and if you're ever at an Eve meet and you want to talk about why we got banned from Talking in Stations, we'll happily have that conversation.
Remember, groupthink is not allowed. You must agree with everyone on that.
And
all right, that's your monologue. Your monologue. Barghost? He's gone. Who knows? Soth, you're up next.
I think Dirk said everything that needs to be said.
That's an unusual phrase for you.
I would say I concur on that one.
Fuck ChatGPT. GPT. I mean, really, just and fuck you for making that happen, Saul.
Did you, Horrendous, did you enjoy the Cards Against Humanity sort of stuff?
Fucking people.
Oh my god! Did you?
Oh, Jesus.
Do you have a proposed age range for people trying to get rid of their sons?
On that note, the fireside is apparently starting. And apparently Eric was muted for his entire one last thing as well. So, like,
awesome! It didn't happen all freaking time. All right.
You were spared from just terribleness.
Terrible monologuing. All right.
He was trying to chop his daughter again.
Yeah.
Less said about that, the better, I believe.
There you go.
Yeah. There we go. Fireside starting. Meta show in an hour, I believe. There's not anything going on this week to stop them. So tune in for that as well. And I guess we'll see you next week for more shenanigans.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.